Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday. Once again, it's Friday in our school. And my first job today, I promised her I wouldn't forget it, is to wish my big girl a happy birthday, in case she's watching this at home. Elise is 17 today, so happy birthday, Elise. I know that you sometimes watch my assemblies at home. But back to school, and what a great week it has been. All this week in my assemblies, we've been thinking about imagination. And so for my roundup of what's been going on in school this week, I've particularly chosen things which I think demonstrate children who are showing a really, really good imagination in lots of different ways. And the first two things I want to share with you are things that children have actually done, not at school, but at home, some extra things, extra learning and extra things that they enjoy. And the first one was brought to me when I was on the door in the morning when I see you all coming into school. And this is Florence in year 2. And Florence brought in to show me. This is just so brilliant, isn't it? It's so neat that she has, just like me, she enjoys following instructions when it comes to Lego. And she has created a teeny Lego camera complete with shutter and a viewfinder there. It just looks like I can pick it up and use it. And I love Florence. I love to think of you making this at home, perhaps having some help with it and following your little instruction and booklet to make something in miniature. So really good imaginative work, Florence. Thanks for sharing that with us today. And then the second thing, which is a different kind of imagination, this time imagination with words and pictures. We've got two children in year 5 who are writing, I'm not sure if it's a book or a comic book, but they are writing a brand new story. I think it's based on the Captain Underpants series, but it's not Captain Underpants. This time it's Captain Stinky Socks. And this is the publication that's been written and drawn, it's just the start of it, by Harry and Isaac in year 5. And it's a fully illustrated story. So they've imagined a new character, a new story, really putting their imagination to use. I'll read you the prologue. Here we are, Captain Stinky Socks prologue. And a prologue, children, if you don't know, is often a little chunk of story or explanation that comes before the main story. And this is the prologue to Captain Stinky Socks. Once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a town called Stinktown. The president of that town was Captain Stinky Socks and his friendly robots. Here are the names of those robots: Gary, Brad, George, and the kindest, Patrick. But there was also an evil tribe of 585 evil robots and only 4 of us. We may as well give up now, but we won't, because it makes a good book, and because you should never give in, but mostly because it makes a good book. The authors, me and Harry, are also in the book. We're on Captain Stinky Sock's side, let's be honest. 585 versus 4 isn't really fair, so 585 versus 6 will then be fair. Plus, we might just have some hidden abilities, such as super speedy strength and invisibility. So that's the prologue to our story. And so far, in this story, I just love this. We've got chapter 1, which is set in a castle where nobody knows. So that's the start of the story. And I just think, congratulations, you two. You are really, really demonstrating your imagination, and the story goes on further through chapter 1. And I think this is going to be a really, really quite a long book with lots of different chapters in. And I think you've done this at home. I love to think of you doing that at home. And just enjoy using your imagination to create a new world and new characters. So very well done to Isaac and Harry in year 5. And then I've been really pleased this week because a lot of classes have started. We had to focus on art last half term, and this half term we're focusing on design and technology, which is quite a different area of learning. And as well as being imaginative, it also requires a lot of careful thought, a lot of careful planning, and a lot of careful measurement. Now, these projects really have only just been started, so I want to show you the work in progress so that I can then show you them when they've been finished. So year 4, first of all, and in year 4, I've got a whole tray of them here. Year 4 are learning to make a moving car, actually, a moving vehicle. And in Year 4, they've been learning about wheels and axles and making sure that they attach their axles and wheels correctly so that the car will move smoothly. And they've had to do a lot of careful measuring. Can you see there that the base of their car is made out of lolly sticks? And we've got an intriguing rubber band on the front here. Not quite sure what that's going to attach to. And I'm sure there's going to be some imagination involved once you get to create the body of your cars and decide what kind of vehicle it's going to be. But a really good start. I've got a whole tray here, and every single one of these from Year 4 is really carefully made. So I look forward to seeing your vehicles as they progress. And then, oh, this is funny. So in Year 2 in their design and technology, they've been looking at linkages, how to create movement by joining, in this case, strips of paper together to create things that move, linkages. And Mr. Metcalf was telling me, look at this. That's really, really funny, isn't it? That he gave his children some extra homework this week to have a go at making some more linkage toys at home. And I think it's meant to be the wildest and the wackiest ones that they're bringing in today, just like this one from Albi. I believe that's the Leeds United manager on the front there, obviously having a maybe not too happy with what's happening on the pitch. Giving his team a bit of a shouting, a bit of a talking to, but very clever linkages. You can see how they've all been joined together at the back, and then very imaginatively you've decided what to put on it to make something that is really, really entertaining and funny. So well done, Albi. I'm hoping to come down to your class later on today to see what other exciting linkage toys you've made at home. So I'll see you down there later on. 12:45 I've been told, on the dot. And then, oh, okay, so at the moment you can't really see what this is going to be, but again, everybody in Year 6 in both classes have been working really, really hard on their design technology skills and their measuring skills and their joining skills. And Year 6 are making a frame at the moment, so they've had to cut and saw all of these pieces of wood to exactly the right lengths following a pattern. And then they've had to be really careful. They've had to use the hot glue guns to glue their frame together. And what they're doing is they're making a frame on which they're going to create a moving toy and using different mechanisms, including cams. And they're going to attach a structure through this hole here, attach some dowel across there, and attach their wheels and their cams to create a rotating system that means that whatever's on top of this frame moves around. And we're lucky enough today to be able to show you a finished product, but it's a finished product that was made a long, long time ago by someone who is very imaginative, and that's Miss Green. And would you believe the thing I'm going to show you now, Miss Green made when she was at school, and she's brought it in to share with her class to show them the kind of thing that they are aiming for. Are you ready for this? I'm so impressed, Miss Green. This is a toy using a mechanism that Miss Green made with her own fair hands. And you can see the mechanism here through the middle, and you can see the toy on the top. And when we turn the handle, you can see that Miss Green's toy turns around. The pig's head moves. And that mechanism, I have to say, Miss Green, it's a very, very sophisticated mechanism, and it's very, very smooth. But I think you bringing this in will have really inspired your class to try to make something as high quality as you did when you were at school. So thank you to Miss Green for bringing that in to share with us. I just think it's wonderful. I could turn that all day. And then the final thing I wanted to share, another Year 6 piece of work, different kind of imaginative work, are some poems. Now, poetry requires you to really use a lot of imagination because you're creating ideas and thoughts using words. And the task that Year 6 had is that they had to write, using similes and metaphors, they had to write a brand new poem, create a poem about how wonderful the gift of life was. So this is Ellis's, and I'm just going to read it to you. It's called Isn't Life? Isn't life wonderful? Isn't life a book waiting to be opened waiting to tell its unknown story? Isn't life a dinosaur fossil waiting to be discovered? Isn't life a forest full of nature and wonder? Isn't life a propeller bringing you up to a world of twists and turns? Isn't life a cycle of life and days which has never ended and never will? Isn't life the best thing in the world? Isn't life wonderful? Gosh, what an inspiring and uplifting poem on this Friday morning, Alice. That is absolutely wonderful. And I've just got one more to end with. So same theme, but again, this is Elizabeth, and she's used her imagination to come up with some different ways to Ellis to explain how wonderful the gift of life is. It's called Isn't Life Wonderful? Isn't life a pirate ship, travelling over stormy seas, discovering new places? Isn't life a winding, weaving river that flows calmly onward and unexpectedly turns rocky? Isn't life an aeroplane, soaring, swooping, having adventures above the clouds? Isn't life the deep blue sea, going down for miles and miles, researching different animals, finding creatures? Isn't life a helium balloon, floating gently upward and then suddenly popping, falling like a rock? Isn't life wonderful? Yes, it is, Elizabeth. I wholeheartedly agree. And on that really optimistic note, I wish you all a very, very happy weekend. Whatever you're doing, keep cosy, keep warm, keep safe. And I'll see you around and about today. But I'll leave it there for now. So happy weekend, everybody. Have a lovely Friday. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.